In a tiny, cozy burrow, nestled beneath the roots of an old oak tree, lived a little mouse named Pip. Now, Pip wasn't like the other mice. While they scurried about, dreaming of cheese and corn, Pip's dreams were much, much bigger. Every night, he would creep to the entrance of his burrow, his little whiskers twitching, and gaze up at the sky. His eyes would fix on the magnificent glowing orb, hanging there like a giant pearl, the moon. Oh, how he longed to go there. The other mice would laugh. "The moon, Pip? That's just a big lamp in the sky. You're a mouse. We belong on the ground, chasing crumbs." But Pip didn't listen. He saw the craters and seas on the moon's surface, and imagined bouncing from one to another, his tiny feet leaving the first ever mouse prints on its silvery dust. For Pip, the moon wasn't just a light, it was a destination. So, the little mouse with the big dream began to prepare. He knew he couldn't just wish his way to the moon. He needed a plan. He started by studying the world around him. He watched dandelion seeds drift on the wind, marveling at how they floated so effortlessly. "Maybe," he squeaked to himself, "if I could catch enough wind, I could fly." He spent days gathering the fluffiest thistledown and the largest, sturdiest leaves he could find. He tried to build wings, strapping them to his back with strands of spider silk. He'd climb to the highest mushroom, take a deep breath, and leap, only to tumble softly into the moss below. He tried and failed, over and over, until his leafy wings were tattered and torn. He felt a little discouraged, but when he looked up that night, the moon seemed to wink at him, urging him not to give up. His next idea came from watching a firefly. It glowed with its own light, soaring into the darkness. Power, Pip realized. "I need power." He observed the humans in the nearby farmhouse, how their strange metal birds roared to life. He started collecting things they left behind. A bottle cap here, a rubber band there, a tiny forgotten spring from a clock. He was going to build a rocket. It was the most ambitious project a mouse had ever undertaken. He found a hollowed-out acorn, perfect for a cockpit. He used a shiny piece of foil for the nose cone and carefully wound a rubber band around a tiny twig propeller. Day after day, he worked tirelessly in his secret workshop, hidden behind a loose stone in the farmer's wall. The other mice saw him less and less. "Pip's gone crazy," they whispered, chasing his moonbeam. They didn't understand the fire of a dream that burned in his heart. They didn't see the blueprints he drew in the dirt with a sharp stick, or the way his eyes sparkled with determination. Finally, the day came. His acorn rocket was complete. It was a masterpiece of mouse engineering. He waited for the perfect night, when the moon was full and bright, hanging directly overhead. He dragged his creation to the top of the farmer's woodpile, the highest point he could reach. His heart was pounding in his chest, a mix of fear and exhilarating excitement. This was it. Everything he had worked for came down to this moment. He climbed into his acorn cockpit, his little paws gripping the controls. He looked up at the moon, so close, he felt he could almost touch it. "Here I come," he whispered. He pulled the release. The rubber band unwound with a powerful thwack, and the propeller spun into a blur. The acorn rocket shot off the woodpile and flew a magnificent 10 feet before spiraling gracefully and landing in a soft pile of hay. Pip sat there, in the hay, his rocket perfectly intact, but his spirit a little bruised. He hadn't reached the moon. He hadn't even left the barnyard. He heard a soft chuckle from above. He looked up and saw an old owl perched on a rafter, his wide, wise eyes glowing in the dark. "Quite an impressive flight, little one," hooted the owl. "Though your destination seems a bit ambitious." Pip's whiskers drooped. "I failed," he squeaked. "They were all right. A mouse can't go to the moon." The owl blinked slowly. Failed. I saw you spend weeks gathering materials. I saw you study things no other mouse would bother with. I saw you build something incredible from scratch. And tonight, I saw you fly. You flew farther and higher than any mouse has ever flown before. How is that failure? Pip looked at his acorn rocket, then back at the owl. But I didn't reach the moon. Ah, said the owl, a gentle smile in his voice. The moon is a wonderful thing to aim for, little mouse. It makes you reach higher than you ever thought you could. It makes you build rockets. It makes you fly. Sometimes the dream isn't about reaching the destination. It's about who you become on the journey to get there. Pip looked at his own paws. They were calloused and strong from all the building. He thought about everything he had learned about wind, power, and construction. He wasn't the same little mouse who just stared at the sky anymore. He was an inventor, an aviator, a pioneer. He climbed out of his rocket, his heart no longer heavy. He looked up at the moon, but this time, he didn't see it as a place he had failed to reach. He saw it as a friend, a beacon that had guided him on an incredible adventure. It had inspired him to be more than just a mouse who scampers in the shadows. From that day on, Pip never stopped dreaming, and he never stopped building. He built seesaws for the baby mice, clever contraptions to gather grain more easily, and even a small windmill to fan the burrow on hot days. He became a hero in his community, not because he went to the moon, but because he dared to dream of it. His story was told to every new generation of mice, a reminder that even the smallest creature can achieve great things if they have faith in a big dream. The journey they learned is just as important, if not more so, than the destination. So if you have a big, crazy, seemingly impossible dream, don't let anyone tell you it's just a lamp in the sky. Let it inspire you. Let it push you to learn, to build, and to grow. You might not end up exactly where you planned, but you will undoubtedly become someone amazing along the way. Thank you so much for watching Pip's story with me today. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tales of courage and wonder. Until next time, keep reaching for your own moon.